What's up, guys? Want to come to you and talk to you about Heroes in Crisis #1. So I was super excited to see that this is finally out. This cover is just really awesome, just to see so many heroes and a couple villains, because you got Harley there, Catwoman and Ivy are back there. Might be all the villains. You got 2 or 3 villains in here. There's some people in the back, it's hard to tell who's all in here, but just a really cool cover in general. I love that you have the Trinity and then Booster and Harley is kind of central. There's a couple characters in that aren't, I'd say most of these characters aren't in this issue. Most of them. And yeah, so they put a lot of people on here. I'm guessing they're all going to be in the series. If they're on this cover, who knows? So I'm going to start now. Spoiler alert: don't read this or don't watch this if you haven't read the issue. There's a lot of crazy things that happen in here, and don't want you to be spoiled, have it spoiled for you, unless you don't care. You know, some people don't care about that. So I'm gonna dive in. So it starts off with Booster Gold sitting in a diner, and then Harley Quinn shows up, and they have this really cool first few pages where they're just sitting there talking, and I think that's really cool. It's just the two of them sitting at a diner talking, and you kind of know what's coming, like they're about to fight. You don't know why, and they end up fighting. And eventually, it takes them a while. They start with these little one-page things where like different heroes or villains will share kind of their story, and kind of the basic idea is that they're in this house that's supposed to be for like PTSD for all the things that these heroes and villains go through. I think it's weird that the villains are at this place as well. I feel like they really probably should be like in prison and get their trauma through psychiatrists in prison because of all the awful things they do, and they should not be in the same building as a hero. So why Harley Quinn is in this place? That's probably the reason that everything that happens in the series happens, is because of Harley Quinn. This is gonna be my guess. You shouldn't mix your heroes and your villains. It's not a good idea. And of course, what happens? She ends up attacking Booster with a knife, which I think is really dumb, mostly because Booster Gold has future tech, and so like he could really take a punch from Superman because of his shields and stuff. So a little knife and Harley Quinn isn't going to take him down, unless something happened that we haven't seen, knocked it down, and took away all his future stuff. So that's not the only thing in this that's really not super believable, and I'll get to that in a minute. But she starts stabbing him with a knife, and I will say I love this Harley Quinn. Like, she's funny, she's silly. She feels a lot more like the Joker in this. She's down to earth, kind of real funny, making jokes the whole time. She sings half of the issue while she's stabbing Booster to death, and I love that. That's Harley Quinn and the Joker. Like, they're having a good time and joking and making all these dumb jokes. That's it's funny while they're like stabbing this person to death. That's how a good Joker or Harley Quinn is written. I love it. I think it's really great. Now, again, here we have like Booster gets ready to blast her. I'm like, dude, like, she stabbed you a couple times. You probably should have already blasted her. Like, again, I don't think it's realistic for her to be able to beat him. She's not that powerful. Really the only way she's going to beat him is by tricking him and deactivating all his future stuff, not just by brute force. And she doesn't even have her hammer. Like, Like, how is she gonna beat this guy with a little knife for cutting pie? Like, yeah, it's just not gonna work. Although interestingly, when she walks in, she's got cuts and blood all over her. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'm trying to make sure I have like a good picture of it. He's got a couple tears in his thing, so it's kind of obvious that something went down. So you can see like she's bleeding there, and he's got some cuts on his suit there, and so something's happened, and they're chasing each other there. Anyways, while all that's going on, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are kind of running to the scene of the crime that happened before, I guess, Booster and Harley, and they find all these dead heroes. And I'm not going to show it to you, but there's a little picture of a house at the top here, and it's got all sorts of people lying everywhere. And so it's a little gory. It's not super gory, but it's a little disheartening, I guess. Oh, that looks like a Green Lantern. I didn't even notice that. They show a picture of some people that are dead, and there's definitely a Green Lantern right there. Let's see here. The only Green Lantern I see on here is Hal Jordan. So it's supposed to be that one of these two killed everybody. That's the gathering that I'm getting, and so this series is supposed to be like a crime drama as who killed them. But man, I didn't even notice that. And there's this one that looks like it's got wings, and well, you know what? I'll just show part of it. You know, I don't want to show all of it. But right there, you can kind of see a Green Lantern, and here you can kind of see some wings. I just don't want to show all the gore on this channel. You see some wings right there. So I'm wondering if that's Hawkgirl. Well, I've got two Hawkmans here. There's two different Hawkmans. One there and one there. So, could be one of them. They're the only ones with wings. So then there's just a whole bunch of other bodies on here that you can't really see because it's so far above. So there's some interesting people. There's a guy on here. Let me see if I can show this guy. I recognize him. I don't know who he is. Anyways, so they have this little thing with this kid, and he's Hotspot or whatever. He's kind of one of the kids that dies. And again, major spoilers in this, so I'm just going to go straight through it. Then you flip back to the battle with the knife, and Booster Gold ends up grabbing her, shoving her into the ground, and then launching her into the sky. And then somehow she wiggles around and stabs him, and they fall to the ground. And he saves her. She's singing the whole time that they're fighting. It's pretty funny, I thought. And he saves her, even though she, stabbed him in the air and has been attacking him the whole time. Anyway, so Superman goes to the house. There's people all over. There's these people. You got these masks everywhere. These people with masks and stuff, and it's really weird. Like there's when they go into the building, there's these robot animatronic people that are all pulled apart. I'm guessing they're all dead. I don't know what they are supposed to be, but they're supposed to be, I guess, workers that help the superheroes or something. I don't know. But they're all torn apart and ripped apart. One of the big things, I know I've been rambling on. One of the big things that's been that shows up in this, Wally West and Roy Harper both are dead, and so you kind of see them both there lying on the floor, and Superman says they're confirmed, which basically they're dead. And I'm just like, seriously, like we finally got Wally West to like a good point again, and now you're gonna kill him off. Like, come on, this is so stupid. Like, and I don't know, I don't know. There was a lot of hope that I had for Wally West that he would, actually somebody would write him well again. But I don't know. I'm guessing that they're probably going to, since it's Booster Gold and he has time travel and all, that they're gonna have some kind of way to erase all of this. And I'm just like, I'm not really looking forward to that kind of story. I know that I've been a little down on this. I was kind of disappointed at who they killed, but if this is like non-canonical, kind of outside of the regular way, like I'm okay with it. I think it's really interesting, but I think some of the things don't make sense. Like, you're not gonna just kill Wally West. Like, this is the fastest person in the DC universe. It's gonna take somebody massive to be able to kill him, like Darkseid, or maybe the Reverse Flash, or somebody like top tier level villain. It's not gonna be like Harley Quinn. It's gonna be somebody that's massive power level, because Wally West is so fast. It's just not gonna happen. So I don't believe that Harley Quinn or Booster, either one of them, would be able to kill all these people. So something else is going on here. And let's see here. Fast forward a little bit. Wonder Woman kind of closes Wally's eyes, which I thought was kind of nice. She cared for him. But there's all sorts of people that are dead, and we don't know. Kind of the ending is that Booster remembers Harley Quinn killing all the people. Harley Quinn remembers Booster killing all the people, and so yeah, that's kind of the cliffhanger at the end. Who actually killed all the people? It's Harley, if anybody. If it's one of those two, it's gonna be Harley. Booster Gold doesn't kill, and Harley Quinn doesn't have the power to, so it's probably neither of them. It's probably some other third person. So I enjoyed it. It's the artwork is really good. I thought the story was pretty good. It's got a lot of shock value. I guess I'm kind of still in shock myself. Just I'm really disappointed that they would kill off Wally, and I know that it's probably just going to be undone later. I hate it when some of my favorite characters get used as cheap, used like cheap characters or throwaway characters, because there's some characters that they brought in here just to kill, and there's some characters that have interviews and they're obviously dead, and it's just like they were made directly to be killed off. But when you're using like Booster Gold and Wally West, two really great characters that have been around for a long time, especially Wally West, even Harley Quinn, like she was written really well. I will admit that. And Booster Gold feels like Booster Gold, even though he's very sad. So they at least get the characters correct, which I think is great. I just wonder like what's going to happen next. Like, I'm hoping that this isn't supposed to be like a one of the universe altering crises. It's just kind of a side story, kind of like Metal was. And if that's the case, I'll be okay with it. But if it's like the direction of the new universe, like, I'm not going to be on board, because you've already killed Wally and you're making Booster look like a wimp because he's being beaten by Harley Quinn, and I don't know. So I'm very wishy-washy when it comes to Tom King in general. I feel like you either love him or you hate him, and I'm not anywhere I'm not on either side. I think he's written some really great things. I think he's written some really bad things. I think sometimes he does really well. And this story is written well, and I think it's an enjoyable read. I just don't like some of the implications of what happened in it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm willing to stick and see what happens for now. I just don't want like another Mr. Miracle where it starts off amazing and you're like, dude, this is gonna be like another classic, and then it just starts going downhill, and they push it back and push it back, and has a lot of weak writing, weak issues, and kind of leads nowhere. And and so I'm hoping it's not going to be another one of those. So that's my thoughts on it. Still processing, so sorry if this is kind of a rambling review of nothingness, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested to see what other people have to say about it. I really enjoyed reading it, but I'm not sure where it's going to go. I don't like it when my favorite characters are threatened, their existence. Like Tim Drake, I didn't like it when he was dead in Detective Comics for a while, and dead. I don't like it that Wally West is dead again. Uh, Rebirth was so great because they brought him back. Like, it was a huge thing for fans, and now they're just going to kill him off again. I don't think they are. I think it's just a point of to shock value, and they'll bring him back. But anyways, let me know what you think. I'll catch you next time. Peace.